I'm Dr. D-Nice, giving you pop culture seasoned with wellness and wisdom. Well, let's start off with Doja Cat. Do you realize that Doja Cat has no idea, I won't say she has no idea who her dad is. She's never met her dad. Well, today we're going to talk about how to live your best life with an absentee parent. And when I say absentee parent, I just want to make it clear, we're not talking about a parent that you've lost due to death, a parent that you've lost because of adoption. We're talking about an absentee parent. Never met her dad. It's crazy. And how I found this out was, Doja Cat right now is one of the biggest pop stars out there. I mean, her song, "If You Didn't Notice, Say So." She just did a remix with Nicki Minaj, and that song is just blowing up. And then her other song, "If You Can See It From the Front, Do You Feel From the Back." Y'all remember that one? Yeah, I actually love that song so much. I kept hearing it on the radio. I'm like, oh. In my mind, I thought this was like some sort of pre-pubescent young guy. You maybe like from the 90s where they used to have like Lil Wayne, Lil Bow Wow. That's who I thought it was. And then I looked her up, and it was this beautiful, gorgeous, eclectic, living my life by my own rules type woman. I was like, I love her. And of course, because I love her, I started looking up things about her and found out she has not met her dad before. There was this one interview, and actually, if you want to get some more information, the Empressive Channel, she did a whole long video just about Doja Cat and her history. Anyway, I saw that Doja Cat, she had never met her dad before. She actually was talking to Whoopi Goldberg one time, and she was like, yeah, well, you know my dad. And Whoopi was like, well, how I know your dad? She's like, Dumisani, he was in Sarafina with you. He's like, what? No. And then it went on to a whole awkward conversation. But yeah, it's crazy. And she's just like, yeah, in someone of the interview, he sometimes pops up in my comments on Instagram, but I've never met him. And then I saw another interview with her dad on a radio station, totally cringy interview about, my daughter and I, how we're gonna get together sometime. It was just all so weird. I didn't even understand. Initially, when I heard her say she didn't even know her dad, I thought the man was dead. Come to find out, he's just an absentee parent. I really hope they work their stuff out. I really do. Because it seems like maybe earlier on in Doja's life, this may have been an issue for her. I don't know. I know she dropped out of school in 11th grade and was smoking weed a whole lot. And actually, she named herself Doja because that's the other word for weed. And she had a bunch of cats. So Doja Cat, that's how that name came about. But anyway, I'm really hoping that she has resolved this in her life and just living her best life. At least it seems that way. The woman is so amazing. But that's enough about Doja. Let us talk about you. How you can live your best life when you have an absentee parent. How can you live your best life when you have an absentee parent? But first, let's really talk about some of the things, the effects of having an absentee parent. A parent that is alive somewhere on the planet and is just not in contact with you, just has no desire. I won't say no desire because I don't know their heart. They are just not in any contact with you. Some of the things that can happen is you just feel different. And actually, Doja Cat talked about that. I mean, she was like, it would be great if I had a normal family like everybody else, but I don't, and that's just how life is. She seemed to be kind of adjusting to this, well, at least she has had time to adjust to it. But honestly, when you look around and people have a mom and a dad and a baby brother and baby sister and a dog, and they go camping and they go to church and all those things, and you're just kind of sitting there with one parent, it makes you feel different. And nobody really wants to feel different because the social norm right now is usually a mom and a dad. And when people are talking about their parent, you're like, well, sometimes you're even left to be making up stories about this parent that you don't know just because you don't want to feel different. So that's one of the effects of having an absentee parent. You just feel different than others. I mean, it's hard enough being young, and when you're having this one thing that has you stand out different from the rest of your friends, I don't know, it just don't feel good. And then we can talk about the nature of it all. There is this other human being that is walking around the planet with your DNA. This person was supposed to be the one to help you figure out your life, help you figure out how to walk through life with the DNA that they gave you. But guess what? They ain't there. What you gonna do? I mean, so there's this void there, that's obvious void, because you're left to figure out things by yourself, which this parent could have really helped you figure out. For example, you know, your dad, maybe the one that's gone, and he has anger issues, and he could have helped you. Well, you know, I've got anger issues like you do, and when I get angry, this is what I do. Apparently, Doja's dad is a real good dancer. Imagine. He could have been there teaching his daughter how to get those moves, but it looks like she got them on her own anyway. It was there. It couldn't be denied. Anyway, so there's the nature of it all. This person was missing to help you try to figure out how to deal with life with this DNA that they gave you. And then one other thing too is just helping you relate to the opposite sex. Let's just say, we'll use Doja, her dad is absent. You just don't have that person to really build up your self-esteem, to help you understand how to relate to the opposite sex. Typically what you end up doing now as you date like a man or a woman, you look for them to be your father or your mother, whichever the absent parent is, just because you were missing that in your life. And then these relationships, instead of being like boyfriend, girlfriend, they end up being some codependent, weird foolishness that it really wasn't meant to be. You're looking for this person to fill that hole that your father or your mother left behind. And then, you know, another thing is along the nature aspect of things, like if you're a boy and your dad is missing, or you're a woman, a girl, and your mom is missing. There's not that person there to help you how to figure out or navigate your masculinity or femininity, how to really use it to its fullest potential. That person is missing. You're here having to figure it out on your own, figure out how to comb your hair and look in a hot mess when your mom could have been there showing you how to hook yourself up, figuring out how to give yourself that tight fade. You're out there looking a hot mess because your dad wasn't there to really show you how to do these things. Not that that's all that masculinity and femininity is all about, but that's what that parent's role in your life would have been if they were there. And now you just left kind of trying to figure it out on your own. I mean, everything's better if somebody will teach you, right? I'm just letting you know it is. And then let's not forget that gap. You know, you are missing that whole other side of your family. And sometimes that family is involved, but it's a weird, strange relationship because that parent is not around. And so you may go to visit let's say your dad. We could use Doja. She may go and visit her dad's mom. And her dad's mom may be tiptoeing around a little bit because she know her son is straight up missing and lame. And so it makes a really strange, weird dynamics. Or maybe you just don't even know that side of the family altogether. Trust me, it is no fun at all. Let's just talk about the love that you are missing out on. This is the one person, or at least the two, one parent, other parent, that you expect to really love you unconditionally. That one person, and they did not see fit enough to love you and stay in their life? What? I mean, that would mess a person up. That really will. I mean, in your mind, you're probably like, you know, it almost would have felt better if they were not alive. They weren't even around. So, you know, at least you know that they're roaming around the earth, living their best life totally without you. Do you even cross their mind? Who knows? I mean, that does not feel good and sit good in a person's spirit. And as you're going through life trying to build your self-esteem, trying to figure out who you are, thinking about like this one person that was supposed to love you, this one person that was supposed to be there is not even there, don't even care, do they even think about you? No, that doesn't feel right. I mean, honestly, these are some of the things that can happen when you have a parent that is not present. I mean, if you have a parent that's absent, that's not present in your life, let me know in the comment section below how it has made you feel, how it has affected you. Because I'm sure there are other things, a lot of other things out there that I may have not even touched upon. Like, you know, I know, just let me know in the comment section below, okay? And when we look at all of those things together, they actually do have some effects on it. It has you like kind of turning to look to drugs, turning to sexuality, giving your body away to a lot of people. It has you turn into like bad behavior or anxiety, just different ways, because there's this thing inside of you that if you haven't really acknowledged it, it's just kind of eating away at you, and these emotions just want to come out, and you find other ways to let them out. But I'm not going to leave you all with all that bad news. There is a way to resolve this. There is a way to live a resilient life despite this absent parent. It's not easy. Let me tell you, it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. You can still live your best life. And one of the first things you're going to do is just acknowledge that this hurt you deeply. I'm just going to let you sit on that one for a while. Acknowledge that this hurt you deeply. You can't just say, oh, it's no big deal. You know, I'm good, whatever. I got this and I got that. No, you have to acknowledge that this hurt you deeply. This is a person that brought you into this world that don't want to have anything to do with you. That hurts a person. You have to acknowledge that. And the next thing you have to do is really just forgive them. You do not know the crazy things that they have gone through. I mean, it can't be a normal person that decided to run off and leave their kids. Something got to be going on up here, down here, something. They had to have experienced something to decide that they were going to leave you, this beautiful human being that you are. They're going to leave you behind and not be a part of their life. You have to forgive them. You're going to have to, because then it's just going to eat away at your soul, and you don't want that. It's bad enough, the effects that they've already had on you. You don't want that anger, that ugliness inside of you. You have to forgive them. And honestly, the truth is, you may actually just need a therapist to help you walk through some of this. You may not even recognize some of the ways that this thing affected you. You really may want to just sit down and talk with somebody to kind of figure this out. See, I'm choosing that kind of man because my daddy was missing. That's why I be liking them girls, because my mama was missing. You don't know. So really ask a therapist to help you work through all of this. And you can also find a mentor. Find a woman or a man that's an adult that can really help kind of fill part of this void that is missing in your life. And another thing you can do is just recognize your gifts. Recognize your gifts and your talents and really use them. Kind of like Doja Cat. All of a sudden she's like, okay, this man left me with some talent. Let me use it. Now she is out there living her best life with her best talent, out there making beats with the Queen, Nicki Minaj. What? Yes, find your gift, find your talent, and start using them. Don't sit there sulking in your room smoking weed. Oh, my daddy isn't here, out there on the streets running with the wrong crowd. Oh, because my daddy wasn't here, my mama wasn't here, she don't care. No, find your gift and start really contributing to the world. And you'll find that some of the feelings that you have may begin to slightly go, I won't say they'll go away, let's just be honest, but you'll kind of help refocus, redirect some of that energy that you're feeling inside of you. And the most important thing you need to remember, you are still a whole person. You really are. Yes, your mom and dad are missing. Yes, that has affected you. You're still human. So many people have gone on to do so many wonderful things with their life despite missing some of this, missing some of the benefits of having two parents, missing some of the benefits of having someone that would love and care for you and nurture you. So many people have gone on to live their beyond measure, just enjoying and living their best life. And that could be you. You just have to acknowledge it and work through some of the issues that has come along with it. I mean, it's not going to be an easy journey. It really isn't. It's going to be long. It's going to take some work. It's going to be, you can't just sit there and smoke it away and drink it away and sex it away. It's not going to go away like that. You can still live a great, wonderful life despite this missing parent. And if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to do what you need to do, that life will be yours. Doja Cat showed you. She's a great example. I'm sure there's some things that she's dealt with. I don't know all her life, but it looks like she has dealt with it or is still dealing with it well. And I just hope that she continues to really address some of those issues and recognize that, you know, this man not being a part of her life has how it's affected her, and really continue to live her best life despite of that. You too can do that, okay? Hey, don't forget, follow me on Instagram. I have wellness tips for you Monday through Friday. And let's get to know each other. Let me know who you are, where you're from in the comment section. Let's talk. I have videos for you every week. If there's a subject that you want me to go over and dig, if there's something that happened up in pop culture that you want me to kind of dissect and look at for you, let me know. All right? Remember, I got you. Peace and love. Love. Never forget love. Bye.